I am horny.
I'm on my Lucio phase.
My vibrator is always dead.
A little bit horny.
Yeah, when men can pick up the slack, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. I was like hyperventilating. It was a lot.
When I was dating a woman. Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Clitical Thinking podcast. We're your hosts, Georgie.
And Amy. And today we're going to be talking about cycle syncing. So we see cycle syncing all over TikTok, all over YouTube, all over the internet basically. But is it helpful or is it just another trend?
Cycle syncing isn't actually approved science, but are we surprised?
It's a bit of a common theme here, really, isn't it? Yeah.
Where's the research into women's health? Seriously.
Anything to do with women's health is just underfunded, under-researched. I mean, we've spoken about this so many times with endometriosis, PCOS, ovarian cysts, anything gynecological. So it's time for us girls to do our own science and work out what works for our bodies and
how we can support ourselves during this time.
But what is scientifically proven is the hormonal changes that our bodies go through throughout the month, and also the fact that there are 4 stages of the cycle. It's not just menstruation. So we've spoken about this a little bit before in previous episodes, but we're going to do a little bit of a recap.
So menstruation is obviously your time of the month. That's when you're bleeding. So however long you bleed for, might be 5 days, might be 8 days. Estrogen and progesterone are really low during this period because it's literally your period.
And this is also why you feel a bit groggy, your estrogen's so low that you're just feeling a bit shit.
And then you have your follicular, where your estrogen is rising. You're starting to feel a little bit more excited about life. You kind of feel like you're just, what?
It's like a relief.
Yeah, it's actually
my favourite phase.
Yeah.
It sounds weird, but the follicular phase is my favourite phase. I feel great in my follicular phase.
You feel really excited about life.
I just feel great about life. It's great. But then ovulation comes next. And for me, I think the reason why I like my follicular phase is because ovulation for me, where I had an ovarian cyst, it was so painful. So it was, I didn't really like ovulation. I didn't like the luteal phase. I didn't like being on my period. So follicular.
You got 1 week out of the month.
I get 1 week of the month. It's great. But yes,
I love ovulation.
Hopefully now that my sister's gone, I'll love ovulation.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then you obviously have ovulation, which is when your LH is spiked, and you have your egg production hormones. Your body is preparing to conceive basically. So your estrogen is peaking as well. Progesterone is rising. Like Georgie said, it's great. You're feeling good.
Your sex drive is up.
Sex drive's crazy. A little bit horny.
Yeah, for real.
And then the luteal phase comes, which we've spoken about before. This is when issues with PMDD, PME, and just PMS, genuinely, this is just when they come to life, really, and when they start to destroy your life.
I hate the luteal phase.
I hate the luteal phase as well.
The luteal phase.
I'd actually rather be on my period than on my luteal phase.
Me too.
Tell me why I want to die for that. Well, it's over a week, and that's the worst thing is why is it so long? It's 12 days or something.
Oh my god, yeah.
It goes on forever, guys. And the luteal phase is so bad because your estrogen has dropped, your progesterone rises and peaks, but if you're not pregnant, it then drops. So you, again, when you're on your period, you have really low progesterone and really low estrogen. So
and mood swings. Mood swings are coming in.
And anger, rage, everything negative is the luteal phase.
All your negative emotions are very high during this phase.
But when it comes to cycle syncing, I heard someone say, does your luteal phase suck? Or do you just not know how to deal with it?
Ooh,
so that is why cycle syncing can be important, because you can find ways throughout your diet, your exercise, self-care habits and stuff, which can support you in these times to make it a little bit easier. So why not give it a go, right?
Just because it's not a science doesn't mean that we can't still, use this cycle as a health and wellness tool to support ourselves, as you said.
Yeah.
But can we just mention how literally daily life is built around the men's 24-hour cycle?
When they have their testosterone in the morning, it's peaking,
Literally.
That's when they start the day for work, they're great in the mornings.
What if the work life and daily life was built around women's cycles?
I'd be so interested to see what that looked like.
Yeah.
What do you think that would look like?
It'd be working for 3 weeks and then a week off.
Yeah. But also, if you think about it though, I feel like during your luteal phase, that's not a great time to be working, right?
No.
So would it be, if we were going to base it, would it maybe be follicular phase for that week, for your ovulation days, you're working or you're doing the most intense work, most of your workload. And then
productivity is high.
Yeah, productivity is high, and then maybe 2 weeks off. So
but then, how would we get it so that, I guess, I don't know.
Or maybe work from home for 2 weeks.
Yeah, but then would everyone be synced together? I don't think so.
That's so true.
Because what if everyone accidentally synced up all at once, and then suddenly there was just 2 weeks when no one was out in the world, like there was no one in the cafes working.
No one's out.
No one's out.
Yeah. I feel like it'd be so hard to actually...
No, you know what? That's when men can pick up the slack, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, we forgot that men existed. Like, surprise.
Oh, my dream world. So we've taken initiative and we've asked ChatGPT what it would look like if the work-life schedule was based around women's hormone cycles and not men's.
And we made it clear that obviously all the employees would have differing cycles, and obviously like there are men involved in the workplace as well, so they'd be working on their 24-hour cycle. And it says the biggest issue is that cycles vary, so not everyone menstruates or identifies as female, blah blah. So instead of scheduling based on predicted phases, the model would center on self-awareness and optional adaptation. Employees would choose adjustments based on how they feel. So basically it's more of like a cyclical productivity model.
Yeah, a lot of self-awareness involved.
Yeah, and a lot less regimented than the 24-hour,
Start
the
at
9 to
9
5
till finish
that
at 5,
we're
yeah.
so familiar with, right?
Yeah.
So menstrual phase, when we've got low energy, we would be doing more remote, or we'd have remote or hybrid options encouraged, flexible start times, fewer meetings, and a focus on admin, editing, research, and reflective or creative tasks.
This sounds like just what I need when I'm on my period and I'm working.
Yeah,
to be honest
sounds
with
great.
you.
Like that would be amazing. Like,
Yeah.
I'm struggling with my period, and it's interesting because sometimes obviously women have such bad pains, and recently there is more leeway for that, and women are allowed to take sick days off their period, whereas
not
previously
enough.
not enough,
but
obviously
more.
previously that was never even in the question. So it feels like in some ways the modern work schedule is kind of changing a bit to this, and definitely post-COVID we're seeing more like hybrid
and work from home kind of options
Yeah.
for people. Yeah.
So we've also got follicular phase. So this is when we have improved focus, brainstorming sessions, learning and training, strategic thinking, starting new projects, and innovation and creative planning.
Because follicular phase is when you're excited about life.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
exactly,
You actually
you're
feel like
happy.
you can be productive
Yeah.
and you can get shit done.
Ovulatory phase, so higher confidence and sociability. Is that correct? Sociability. So presentations, interviews, team collaboration, networking, and public-facing events.
Yeah,
Interesting.
that makes sense.
And then finally, the good old luteal phase.
Hate
This is
you.
when, so ChatGPT says this is when strong analytical skills come in, but there's possible irritability. Possible.
So,
guaranteed.
yeah.
If it's asked. So work structure, more editing, fact checking, data work, budgeting, reviewing, and refining. So very much like analytical
Doing your own
skills.
thing, working on your
Yeah.
own time schedule.
So basically, I feel like this whole system is basically more like you choose what works for you. Like you still do the work, but you know, extra like from home working is
Yeah.
encouraged. You can sort of pick which tasks work at which stage, and I genuinely think that actually would increase productivity.
I think so.
I've just been reminded of something.
What?
When I was in, close the laptop, when I was in year 8, one of the kids in my class was like messing around, and obviously at the time we all thought this was hilarious, you know,
Yeah.
he was just messing around and I didn't even know, but the teacher went to send him out basically. Next thing you know, this kid has been sent out, he's come back in the classroom and gone to the teacher, Miss, it's your time of the month, isn't it?
To the teacher.
And then just ran away to
my
the teacher. Imagine you're a teacher and this like 12-year-old boy has just said to you, it's your time of the month, isn't it? How humiliating.
He's getting detention for the rest
Oh
of
my
his
god,
life.
he got
sorry.
suspended, to be fair.
So although we believe that cycle syncing can be a really good hack to life, there are definitely some concerns when it comes to it. And I think the main thing that we need to be concerned about is like all these influencers and all these people online, like, I mean us, like talking about cycle syncing and how amazing it is and all over TikTok and stuff. But if you're adjusting your life to the way that somebody else has adjusted their life for their cycle, it might not work for you because, you know, all cycles are different. You know, some people might have a horrible, terrible luteal phase, me included, and probably
And
you
me,
as well,
yeah.
yeah. But other people might feel not as angry on their luteal phase, for example, but then be absolutely raging on their period.
Yeah.
So, you know, as we said, everyone's cycles like kind of affect each other differently, and I think you need to look inward and do a little bit more research
On your own body.
on your own cycle before you kind of dive headfirst into cycle syncing. Although I guess you could dive headfirst into cycle syncing and just kind of work it out on the way,
like adjust it.
see what works for you. But as we said before, you know your body best and you know your individual cycle, so create a structure that works for you, basically.
So also with cycle syncing, it may be easier for those with a regular cycle to cycle sync. However, it can benefit people without a regular cycle. Sometimes some women have reported cycle syncing has brought back their periods. They've reported that it's made their periods more regular and that it's actually really helped, because obviously you're giving your body what it needs at specific times, which it may have been lacking beforehand.
That's so interesting.
It is. So a lot of people can benefit it because it's just important to understand your own hormones and what affects your hormones. So Cassandra Simmons actually talks about this, but she also says that it's important to note that women who take hormonal contraception can't necessarily cycle sync the same way that women who aren't on hormonal contraception can. So if you're on the pill, if you're on the implant, if you're on a ring or a patch, the coil, the Mirena coil. I should know, I literally have it. The hormonal coil, if you're on any of these, or injections as well, you can cycle sync, but you need to work out what's going on based off of your moods and your energy levels, rather than thinking, okay, so I had my period that week, I'm definitely in this phase, because a lot of the time with hormonal contraception, it stops ovulation, or it prohibits ovulation to an extent, so you may not be able to exactly track it the way you would if you weren't on it. So just keep that in mind, and so instead just track your mood, your energy levels and stuff. I mean, I'm on the coil, the hormonal coil, and I still try and cycle sync because I can still tell that around a certain time of my period, the luteal phase, I'm feeling particularly bad. And also I still get a regular period. So I know with that as well, I know that I normally have the same low energy levels on my period. And like I said before, like my follicular phase feel great. So even though I don't technically ovulate, I still feel I still have phases of some kind, you know, energy levels, and my body is still adjusting to a type of cycle, I guess. So just like we said, just base it off of yourself personally.
So as someone with PCOS, which obviously I've talked about so much on this podcast, you guys are probably sick to death of hearing me talk about PCOS, but with PCOS I also don't get a regular cycle. So like I don't menstruate every month, for example. I've gone 3, 4, 5, 6 months without a period before, but that doesn't mean that I don't have phases still. Do you know what I mean? Like just because I haven't bled doesn't mean that I don't still feel like have a luteal week or whatever. So for me, it's kind of the same as you. Like I have to track it through my moods and through like what food cravings are really big for me. What food cravings am I particularly fancying one week? And then that kind of tells me where I'm at in my quote unquote cycle, which is so irregular.
And like we said before, like you still get PMS, I still get PMS. And obviously we have, you know, some people may say you don't have a regular period or you can't technically cycle sync, but we know how we're feeling. So the bit that everyone's been waiting for, how do you cycle sync? And of course, it's different for everyone. As we said, you've got to really work out what works for your body, but this is kind of like our rough guide as to what could be most helpful. So obviously you start off with your menstrual phase, and this can be seen as your inner winter, so you can allocate a season to each phase. So this is your inner winter. So this is when you're bleeding, obviously.
So we can kind of look at this as like the start of your cycle.
Yeah, like the start of your cycle.
Some people do think the follicular is the start of their cycle, but for this episode we'll just
say menstrual start of your cycle. So first we'll get into your diet, because your diet can really help support your hormones.
So when you're bleeding, you should be having lots of foods that are rich in iron, which makes sense because you're
losing iron.
You're losing iron. So leafy greens like kale or spinach, dark chocolate, lean meats, and vitamins B and C. So all of these will be helping you with energy, you know, replacing some of that iron that you're losing, and also lots of whole grains as well, just to keep things moving. If you need
a little bit of fibre, because obviously you can get pretty bloated on your period. I mean, I personally get really bloated on my period, so yeah, have some fibre. Won't explain why, you know what we mean there. Also, omega-3s are really helpful with cramping. So this is like your fish, your flax seeds, your chia seeds. Also walnuts are supposedly really good for when you're on your period as well. Also, gut health is so important. It's so important to take care of your gut whilst you're on your period, because a healthy gut can mean healthy hormone, and this can help support the balance of your hormones as well. So that's, you might want to have some bone broth. I mean, for me, absolutely, I will not be eating dairy, but for some people, dairy, like yogurts, can help. And also like sauerkraut, just anything with probiotics in it can be really, really helpful. So now talking about exercise, because obviously throughout your cycle, you may be stronger sometimes, you may be weaker at others. So when you're on your period, it's quite important to maybe just go for like a gentle walk or do yoga, Pilates. You know, if you want to cycle sync your exercises, then those exercises would be best for when you're on your period.
Especially when, you know, in an ideal world, you'd be moving your body all month.
All the time,
in some kind of sense of the word. So sometimes a really, really heavy gym sesh is just not what you want to do on your period.
Like, when you're cramping and you're feeling horrible, like, you don't want to be doing hip thrusts.
No, you do not want to be doing hip thrusts. So a lovely little walk on the treadmill can do you just perfectly fine.
Yeah, definitely.
So when it comes to self-care habits on your period, obviously we kind of all love to indulge a little bit on our periods, I feel.
I mean,
so definitely be getting involved with some Epsom salt baths.
Epsom salts, guys. Oh my gosh, they are so good for cramps. For me specifically, I get really bad like sciatic nerve pain down my legs when I'm on my period, and oh my gosh, like there are reasons for that, but I get the achiest legs, the worst like hip pain, pelvic pain, and the Epsom salts just
relieve
the back pain as well. Back pain is so common when you're on your period.
That's kind of what I deal with, to be honest with you.
Epsom salts. Get some Epsom salts, guys.
Why is no one talking about Epsom salts?
Guys, get on the Epsom salts.
So obviously heating pads, that's kind of one we know and love.
Get cozy with a little hot water
I'm a
bottle.
heating pad girl through and through.
Yeah.
And just making sure that you're staying warm and cozy in general, like, you know, wearing your comfiest jumpers, wearing your trackies all the time.
Just being cozy.
And resting more, so you should be spending more time in bed. Obviously active rest as well is good. So obviously sleeping. But also active rest, like make sure that you're sitting down and watching something on the telly. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And obviously taking care of your emotions. So you should be loving yourself during this moment of time.
Yeah.
Like the reason you have a period is so that you can bring life into this world. Do you know what I mean? So
It's so beautiful.
Yeah, just remember that.
Yeah. For me as well, there's part of me which kind of really loves being on my period, because I feel like I'm so much more gentle with myself when I'm on my period.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I almost have, it's sad because I feel like I have an excuse to be kind to myself. I think, no, I should be kind to myself all the time.
I completely understand where you're coming from.
Just imagine like a little bit extra when you're on your period. Like I feel more in touch with myself when I'm on my period, because I feel like I'm actively going out of my way to like engage in self-care activities.
So the second part of your phase is your follicular phase. So this is right after your period. You know, you've shed that blood. Okay.
Lining gone.
Lining gone, weight gone. Like you're feeling productive. You're feeling excited about life. I love my follicular phase, if I'm honest with you.
Adore
you. So for your diet, for your follicular phase, you should be eating a lot of protein-rich foods and healthy fats. So this helps support your hormone production. So you're probably going to be, to be honest with you, I'm more in the mood to eat protein rich on my follicular phase.
I think,
Like I don't know, it might not be for everyone, but food is very impactful for me in my cycle. A lot of avocado, a lot of eggs,
eggs are a superfood.
Eggs are a superfood.
Apparently so. Eggs are a superfood.
I don't even like eggs that much.
No, me neither. It's really annoying. And like they do have cholesterol, obviously, but like I mean, I never even think, I forget cholesterol's even a thing.
Yeah, I don't think we need to worry about that.
I think we're a bit young, but still, like, yeah, eggs have cholesterol and stuff, but apparently they're a superfood. They've got so much protein. They've got so much like. They've just
good
got
stuff.
Just we love an egg. I mean, I don't even really enjoy eggs, but they are good for you. So just eat your eggs.
Yeah, dandelion tea as well is really good, and a lot of hydration. Think coconut water, electrolytes, just making sure that you're getting your water intake in there.
100%. So exercise for your follicular phase, like Georgie said, this is when you're feeling a bit more energetic. You're feeling excited about life, so you can start to do like higher intensity workouts, maybe a bit of reformer Pilates instead of just a bit of mat Pilates. You know, we're taking it up a notch.
Oh, we really are. Reformer's really hard. Do not
also,
get it twisted.
Oh my gosh, no. We do reformer a lot, and when we started we thought, oh my god, like it would just be, you know, it'd be
really
fun. It would be like bar, or like it would just be like, you know, a bit of yoga.
No, shaking.
Absolutely not.
Shaking, quaking, can't walk out the room.
Like leave and feel it for a week. It's crazy. But yeah, so do a bit of reformer in your follicular phase. Also cardio. Cardio is so good when you're on your follicular phase, because like you say, you've got that extra bit of energy, maybe a bit like more intensive cardio. You're like
excited
about
bit of life.
Spinning, who knows.
But when I used to do climbing, which I used to go climbing 3 or 4 times a week, so I was really, really into it. RIP my climbing career, by the way. That can be talked about in another episode.
Yeah.
But
I say why it's over. No. Moving on.
Anyway, RIP my climbing career. We'll talk about that in a later episode. But I could always tell what phase of my cycle I was in from how strong I felt on the walls. So obviously, on the walls. Oh my God. Like, why am I so like cringy right now? Yeah.
Hate that phrase.
Right. Anyway, so obviously the climbing is very physical. You feel like your strength and you're like pulling yourself up with your arms, all the rest of it, right?
It's like you're at war.
I know. I'm not like explaining climbing, you know what I mean? But basically, I could always do more when I was on my follicular phase. I could climb for longer when I was on my follicular phase. When I was on my period or in my luteal phase, I was like, oh, I'm not strong today. I hate this. I could only go for like an hour or whatever. I was like, oh, I don't want to be. But I was so excited to climb on my follicular phase, not only because of my productivity levels, but also my physical strength. Like, I actually noticed a difference.
Yeah, that's crazy. So as well with self-care habits when you're in your follicular phase, I think it's important to tackle tasks that you know that you may not have motivation for at other times in the month.
Yeah.
So
cleaning out your wardrobe.
Those kind of big tasks tasks you put off and you think, oh God, I really don't want to do that right now. Follicular phase and also ovulation, but we'll get on to that in a minute. Tackle these tasks that need the motivation when you have the energy for it, when your body's actually, you know,
when you can handle
it. So yeah, and just see this as your new beginning in a way. Like, you know, like we said, you've had your shed.
You've literally shed your lining.
You're good. Lining's gone. So this is almost like your fresh start in a way.
Yeah.
So just, you know, see it as your fresh start, positive mindset, love yourself, of course, and just get those tasks out the way, I think.
Get all the rubbish tasks out of the way.
Get them done. So next we're on to ovulation. And so this is like your inner summer. This is supposed to be the best time of your cycle. You know, you're meant to be at your strongest, have your most energy. For me, like I said, this used to be the worst time of my cycle because I had a cyst on my ovary. So if this is one of the worst times, if you're getting cramps, bloating, basically just pain, pelvic pain specifically when you're ovulating, maybe go see a doctor.
Yeah,
because this should be a great time. For me, it wasn't because of the ovulation. Like, I had a cyst, and originally I think I said it was the size of a lime. Turns out it was lemon.
It was bigger than expected.
It was a lemon, much bigger than expected.
When it comes to men, that's normally a good thing. But in this time, it was not a good
thing. This time, it was not a good thing at all. But she's gone now, so good riddance, goodbye.
And you live to tell the tale.
I live to tell the tale. So hopefully now I can enjoy ovulation, even though now I'm on the coil. So I don't ovulate, guys.
You can't win.
I can't win. I'm just never going to experience good ovulation. But when you are ovulating, it's important to be getting nutrient-dense food and also foods which are really rich in antioxidants. Dark chocolate is great. I love dark chocolate. I would just eat dark chocolate all the time anyway. Berries as well. Also, you want your like cruciferous veg, so like your leafy greens, your kale, and eat high protein as well. Because also you're strongest when you're ovulating. So I guess diet and exercise kind of come together. You know, if you're lifting heavy and you're doing more HIIT workouts, you're going to want that more protein to sort of like support your muscles while you're doing that. Yeah. Also, antioxidant rich foods can really support egg health. As in like the little eggs in your ovaries, like can really support those. And that's obviously, this is a point when your body is, you know, releasing an egg to get pregnant. So it's just important to support your egg health at this time. So yeah, also just cardio, you know, do some HIIT workouts. This is when you can go heavy on exercise because you've got the most energy and you're at your strongest.
And when you have more energy, you will be recovering quicker as well from all these like exercises that you're doing. So if you want to hit a PB, this is probably the time, the time of month to do it.
Go for it.
When it comes to self-care, get yourself a vibrator or some D or whatever.
We both know you'll have more fun with the vibrator
than a D. Let's be honest.
Sorry, man.
But you are going to be horny. I am horny.
Right now? No. She's horny right now.
Guys, no. I'm horny as fuck on my ovulation phase. So you better know, like, my vibrator is always dead. A few years ago when I was dating a woman, our cycle synced. So fucking ovulation week was fucking crazy. It was so fun though, can't lie.
She enjoyed that week.
So you probably will be a bit more horny on your ovulation period.
Just like keep your charger.
Yeah,
you know,
keep
handy.
Keep your charger
handy. when you're ovulating, and also socialize.
Yeah.
Because this is when you are feeling most sociable. Like, you want to go out. This is a good time to go out and like be with your friends and just get out of the house before you start to feel really like shit.
Yeah,
basically. So
basically.
go out and have fun when you're feeling your best.
Yeah, bond with the outside
Bond,
world.
guys.
And again, just get stuff done that requires that extra bit of motivation.
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
as we said before, this is probably when you're going to be feeling your strongest.
Yeah.
If you haven't got, you know, a lemon-sized cyst going on.
Just like sat down there, yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Basically, if you don't have a lemon-sized cyst, you're good to go.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
So the next phase of your menstrual cycle will be your luteal phase. So this is the week before your period. This is your inner autumn. And this is probably when you're going to be feeling your worst. As
You're
we said
feeling
before,
your PMS.
like some people feel worse on their period week, but other people feel worse on their luteal week. I know I feel worse on my luteal week.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've slagged it off a lot.
enough.
So I think you guys can
Oh,
understand that we do not enjoy the luteal phase.
All the angry, all the irritable, like
It's
a
just
lot
coming
of
out.
emotions. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot's going on in the luteal phase. I mean, I literally have a story about literally a few weeks ago when I was in a sticky situation with a boy, and it got to the point where basically it was like we were just ending it, and I just could not stop crying. Like, I just was like, it's just done then. It's just done. And I'm like bawling my eyes out. And he's like looking around the room like, I need help. Like, someone get me out of here.
But also, like,
and
he wasn't leaving.
No, and then he turned to me and was like, why are you crying? Like, what? Like, and saying, why are you so emotional? Why are you so emotional? And oh my God, that was brave. That was brave considering I was on the luteal phase.
And also,
oh
like,
my God.
literally, how are you going to ask me that question?
Yeah.
Like, you're going to reply a normal
I
response?
turned to him and I literally just went, I'm on my luteal phase. And I like snapped. And he was like, what the fuck is a luteal phase? Like, what is this?
Oh
Men, get to know, because honestly,
Educate
you're
yourselves.
actually putting yourself in danger. Like, you're putting yourself in more of an uncomfortable position by not knowing, because like you don't know the reaction that's coming to you.
No, and we don't really know our reactions coming to you. Do you know what I mean? Like,
No.
the emotions take over during your luteal phase when you're in autumn.
Because, girl, I don't want to think that I would normally. I mean, maybe I'm quite an emotional person. I think I had valid reason to be emotional.
No, you definitely
100%,
had valid reason.
But I think the amount of emotion there, the amount of tears that just would not stop. I mean, like, I FaceTimed you partway through the whole situation, and my eyes were just like, oh my gosh, swollen, red. Oh my gosh, let's not even get into it.
I was actually really concerned for your well-being and your safety in that moment. Like, honestly.
Yeah.
And I was the one in hospital at the time. Do you know
Yeah,
what I
you
mean?
were. Oh my gosh, and I was literally just like, I was like hyperventilating. It was like, it was a lot.
Yeah, it was,
But anyway, so to support this diet, so you want foods rich in fiber, because also you can feel bloated, like PMS, you know, your tummy can not do great, should we just say. So you want complex carbs, you want your oats, you want your brown rice, and this can also stabilize your blood sugar and reduce cravings. So yeah, fiber just supports hormone detox and also bloating, like I said. And also in your luteal phase, it's normal to feel hungrier because your metabolism is faster. So if it's before your period, and this is why you might have like cravings, or you know, if you're feeling like you want to eat more and your appetite's gone up, don't be ashamed. Don't think, oh my God, why am I eating so much?
Your body is working in overdrive.
Your body is metabolizing the food so much quicker, so you are going to be hungrier. Just thought that was really interesting, because I didn't even really know this before researching for this. So yeah, don't feel ashamed or don't put yourself down because you think, why am I eating so much? Like, eat, enjoy, and just fuel your body with, like we said, those foods that are rich in fiber, those complex carbs. You know, treat yourself.
So for exercise, you should be doing some low intensity stuff. So back on your yoga, your Pilates, your walking, you know, whatever you can. Because often for me, I kind of attack myself when I'm in my luteal phase. Like, oh, you're this, you look like this, you look ugly, you look this, you're not exercising enough. But you're literally feeling all of those emotions. So
your hormones are low. Like,
try to support yourself in any way you can emotionally, and also with exercise. Like, you might not want to exercise at all, but you know, it's ideal to move your body all month.
Just like light exercise. You may not feel like going and lifting the heaviest weights. You may not feel like a HIIT workout or like a spin class, but just getting outside for a walk can be so beneficial during this phase, because for your mental health as well.
Mentally,
because you want to support yourself mentally, not just physically with your hormones. Like, it's all tied in together, really. So just, even if it's just getting out the house and going for like a 10-minute walk, walking your dog, you know, or maybe just going up the road to go and get a coffee, you know, just moving your body a tiny bit, maybe just stretching if you're feeling
just another way to
rubbish.
love yourself, you know what I mean? For the self-care stuff, it's like all the journaling, looking inward, making sure you're taking like more care of yourself, like treating yourself with compassion, which is really, really effing hard to do on your fucking luteal phase.
But honestly, self-compassion is incredible. I mean, I've started practicing self-compassion. My therapist has been heavy on this. Also, I think the lady is called Kristen Neff. So if you guys want to look up self-compassion, Kristen Neff, she's written a book, but there's so many activities and like practices that you can do to practice self-compassion. They include like speaking to yourself like you would speak to your friend. So say for example, a friend came to you crying, what would you say to your friend? Rather than, you wouldn't turn to your friend and go, oh my god, you're pathetic, why are you crying? Which you might say to yourself. So speak to yourself like a friend. Journaling is one of the exercises, writing down how you're feeling. And also, if you're feeling really emotional, channel that into like art or poetry or singing or whatever hobby you may have. Channel that emotion into your hobby.
Take your focus away from how shit you're feeling and do something
with that.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be too productive.
Yeah.
Whether it's just like reading 10 pages of a book and you're like, I don't want to read right now, but I'm going to read 10 pages.
Yeah.
Just because you're just taking your mind elsewhere. And you should be expressing yourself during this month. Like, your parents, you might get more arguments with your parents or your sisters or your friends or your brothers, you know. But, you know, you should, because you're feeling more emotion than normal.
And like, I mean, like, obviously, we're not encouraging you to go and argue with somebody, but of course, part of a healthy relationship is arguing and being able to express your feelings. So just, you know, be kind to yourself regardless of how you're feeling and how you may be reacting at this time. So obviously, we've spoken now about how you cycle sync. And just to sort of end the video, we want to talk about an app that both of us have to track our periods.
Yeah.
So it's called Stardust. That's what we use because you've kind of got to be a little bit careful which app you're using.
Just because some of them are using your data and selling it and stuff. So when you're thinking about getting an app for tracking or cycle syncing, which I think everyone should have an app.
Yeah.
And also your boyfriends and your parents can also get the same app and see where you're at in your app, which is really, really cool.
Yeah.
But we do recommend Stardust over all of them.
Definitely. And we love Stardust. I just wanted to say, because it sends you the sweetest little notifications as well, like just giving you like positive affirmations, and you can link up with your friends.
Yeah.
It's just quite fun because you get to see if you're syncing, and also, I don't know why I'm getting so excited about it, but also it shows you the moon phases. So the moon cycle and the menstrual cycle aren't exactly the same. The moon cycle, I think, is 29 and a half kind of days, and the menstrual cycle is roughly 28.
To 32.
Yeah.
28 to 32.
But they kind of like, it shows you where you would be like with the moon. And I just really like that because it just makes me feel so connected with like the world around me.
And as we said before, like, do what's best for your body. Like, you might not, don't know what that was, but you might not know what phase you're in currently, and that's fine. Just take a couple of months, do your own research, look inward, and always treat yourself with self-love.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of the Clitical Thinking podcast, all about cycle syncing.
We will be here every Saturday on Spotify and YouTube. We can't wait to see you there.